Welcome to another Bromance Warm Gaming battle. We have Battle for the Past. We're practicing for a 3K tournament later on, or February. Possibly, maybe delayed. But I have 3 carrion, 2 groups of chariots. Both have banners. This one has a flaming banner. I have 41 skeletal warriors, sword and board. Full command. I have my Tomb King, General's Life, Necrotech, 2 Necro Sphinxes, 2 groups of 10 bowmen, 2 groups of 10 warriors, the Casket of Souls. I have a level 2 Hierophant, a level 2 Lore of Light Wizard, another level 2 Lore of White Wizard, and a level 1 Lore of Light. I have the Signature Spell, I have Banishment and False Protection. I have Light of Battle and Speed of Light. And Mumra has Desiccation and Desert Wind. And I have 2 units of Sepulchral Stalkers that are entombed beneath the sands, and 1 unit of Snake Surfers entombed beneath the sand.
Lots of stuff coming up from beneath the sand.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so from my side of the table, I have 15 Dark Shards with my level 4 that's on Lore of Dark Magic, and my level 2 on Lore of Heavens. Have my Charybdis recently finished. I have 25 Executioners with the Blood Rack Shrine that's still in the process of getting stripped from its old paint job. And
solid work.
Yep, I think they just have a standard. They're sitting in a marsh though. Luckily the Blood Rack Shrine isn't there. Behind them we have some Harpies. We have a unit of 25 Proxy Witch Elves because I don't have my Slaanesh Witch Elves done yet. Behind them is the Cauldron, which didn't fit because I put that unit last and am dumb. We have 10 Knights in the process of being painted. We have another unit of Harpies, 2 Slaanesh Chariots, 15 Repeater Crossbowmen. I guess they're Dark Shards now. And then we have my Warlocks. I have 3 of the models I'm going to use, but not 2 more, so I'm proxying some more Steeds of Slaanesh there. Alright, and like Mr. Yoshi said, this is going to be a 3,000 point battle. It's Battle for the Past, regular battle points, with the exception of you get 250 extra victory points for each character you kill, up to a max of 500. And for every character in your opponent's deployment zone, you get, at the end of the game, you get 250 extra victory points to a maximum of 500. So it's all about the characters. And we already rolled to see who would win, and I won since I finished deploying first. So Mr. Yoshi, good luck, sir. And we'll get back to you guys at the end of my turn 1. So in typical Dark Elf fashion, my first turn was pretty sneaky, I guess. I swift reformed this unit into a building. I moved everything up. I made room so I could put my Cauldron in with the Witch Elves. Everything just kind of hung around, trying to get around some impassable terrain, getting really mad at the Battle for the Past being small. In Magic, I threw Comet. I got a massive dice roll to put it right in front of the casket there, but Mr. Yoshi dispelled it with all of his dice. I cast Blade Wind on this unit, and his wizard didn't take a wound, but I did kill like 6 guys. And then I cast Arinzapol's Black Horror, trying to hit that unit with the template since it doesn't have a Lookout Sir anymore, and it misfired and rolled that way. So anyway, that was my first turn shooting, put a couple wounds on some chariots, and that's about it. And we're going to go to Mr. Yoshi's turn 1, and we'll get back to you after that.
End of Tomb King turn 1. I did some movement, nothing too fancy. Magic was pretty uneventful. Cast Shim's Burning Gaze into the building, only did 1 wound. Banishment got dispelled, rolled really low. I did...
yes, you did.
Yeah. Desert Wind, moved and healed my chariot.
Boo.
And that's about it. And nickeled some dimes with shooting.
Yep, and we have some impassable terrain right there.
That's right.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll get back after Dark Elf turn 2. All right, guys. This is my turn 2. The Charybdis charged the chariots that moved up, and you can see what happened there. I almost got Feast of Bones through, but instead I just killed them outright. So when I didn't get the box cars to get into his wizard bunker. You can see I also shot off some carrion here. My line kind of moved up because my Cold One Knights failed a charge against those chariots in front of the Necrosphinxes, they needed a 9 and rolled three 2s rather, so not even if I combined them all. The Warlocks got out of everybody's charge arc. They actually threw some dice, irresistible to Doombolt, put a wound on one of the constructs, and of course saved all of the wounds that they would have done because of the irresistible. Chariots are kind of coming around, and that's pretty much it. So you can see Charybdis again, looking like he's going to go wreck a backfield, but we'll see. We'll take it away after Yoshi's turn 2.
Alright, Tomb King, bottom of turn 2. The Sepulchral Stalkers and the Necrohara Knights rose from beneath the sands. Did some movement, not really. Well, I reformed here. Then we moved up a little. Reformed, so we can get through this narrow gap. Magic phase was
Are you tellingly you failed charges with your Necrosphinxes?
Yeah. They tried to do some heroic stuff, but they failed. Probably should have charged the Harpies first in retrospect, but I'm afraid that like if I would have charged them, he would have just fled and then rally conveniently near his banner. Although the general's way over there, so maybe they wouldn't have rallied, but I was banking on they would. Rose the Stalkers here, even though I wanted to kill one of the 2 towers. The Charybdis, I had a sneaking suspicion that my magic would not kill it all in one volley.
Which it didn't?
Nope. Even though I had 12 dice, I just didn't push them, or just didn't roll high enough on the wounds. We killed 2 with the Casket of Souls, Light of Death. They passed their panic. Oh well. Shooting killed a couple Harpies.
Who also passed their panic.
Yeah. Brave Dark Elves. Who knew? And that's the turn.
Alright, well we'll get back to you at the bottom of 6, when I will have won already.
No.
Alright, so I think I said turn 6 last time, but I meant turn 3. I wasn't that cavalier. Anyway, everything charged this turn. The cold ones got into the chariots and overran into the Necrosphinxes. They were both lined up, so I got the charge on both. The Harpies actually charged the casket, which has Soul Blight, but I thought that with Soul Blight I'd be able to win, but I failed my fear test, whiffed, and they killed them, so that was sad. Over here, both my big units charged and overran. You can see the Blood Rack with the Executioners got into some carrion, which is sexy, because that means he can't like go assault my building with it. I Harpy blocked his Snake Surfers, just to annoy him, I guess. My chariots are coming still around, and my Warlocks, my Doomfire Warlocks killed a unit of 10 and reformed to look at the Casket of Souls. So things are looking kind of sad for the Tomb Kings. We'll see what he can pull together. He's still got most of his combat blocks left. We'll see what he can do starting with his turn 2. Or 3 rather, I'm sorry.
Alright, end of Tomb King turn 3. The other Stalkers rose from the sands.
I don't want to talk about how many 6s they rolled on like 16 shots.
16 shots, true. I did an amazing rear charge here.
Yeah, that was kind of scary for a while.
I charged the Harpies, reformed afterwards. The magic phase, I only got Desiccation off, even though I had 9 dice and a Power Stone. In shooting phase, the Stalkers went to town and
they killed 6.
6?
Yes.
Those guys didn't shoot anything very well. Sucks for them. Close combat. Darn Cauldron let him reroll a whole bunch, even though he was only strength 2 because of Desiccation. The witch herself, she slaughtered my guy. Yeah,
she did like 4 wounds to the champion.
Thankfully, I won combat. It was on a 7. He got it on the first roll, but they're not frenzied, so hopefully. I probably also should have reformed, which is a bad thing to do, but we'll see how that works out for me.
Yep.
Also here, the cold ones failed pretty hardcore. They only did 1 wound.
Yeah.
I did 3 wounds.
They hit on all their attacks too. They just couldn't roll 6s. I was kind of frustrated by that. Yeah. However, since the Cauldron stayed around, I probably am still going to do all right.
Most likely.
The power of my Cold One Knights notwithstanding.
All right.
I got chariots to pick up their slack.
Oh, yeah. And I'm expecting this backfield to crumble slowly to 3 Warlocks.
I'm hoping so.
Which is quite alright.
Well, we'll figure out what happens, right?
Yeah. We got this guy. That's apparently I don't need my magic. Well, we'll see.
All right, man. All right, things are looking pretty grim. However, in good news for the Tomb Kings, you can see over here what happened. All three of these units failed their leadership tests. The Cold One Chariots were both stupid. These guys tried to Swift Reform to shoot some Snake Surfers and instead just reformed because they failed. The Cold One Knights did... The Knights did terrible. Their mounts did like 2 or 3 wounds or something like that. So they
won combat for them.
They won combat by 2. So each of the guys took 1 more. And actually the Tomb Kings rolled really terribly for that combat. I think he did 2 wounds. 1 was Killing Blow and 1 was one I saved, armor saved. So equally badly over here was
Which is going to town.
Which is going to town with the Cauldron even wounding on a 5s. I rolled really well. I killed like 15 dudes in the Necrotect. The Warlocks are in combat with Mumra's unit. I just didn't feel like moving the wall, but they fit through. So they killed the entire unit. So now it's Mumra and a slightly wounded wizard. And in other movement, I moved the Bloodrack Shrine out to shoot at the Stalkers and did 2 wounds, which finished 1 off. The Executioners moved into a building. And my Wizards unit shot at some Stalkers and didn't really do anything. So what we're looking at next turn looks like maybe some hurt put on the Wizards unit. And I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen in this combat with the Necrosphinxes, but it looks like I'm going to kill a Hierophant and probably finish killing off some skeletons, but I don't know. But we'll see how it goes because I rolled really well this turn, and we'll see if that continues.
End of turn 3?
Yeah, I think so.
No, that was turn 3 last turn, so it's turn 4.
Okay.
End of the game because it's a mop-up operations. The Tomb King and the She-Witch. Before that, we got magic. I got Desiccation powered up, but I only got -1. Even though it's D3. I got False Protection off. The Witch is gonna give a fuck, nor did the Hag.
Yeah, again, I rolled really well, and I came out really lucky with your only rolling the 1, because if I had been intelligent, I would have just dispelled Foz, since I knew you were going to 6 dice the next spell as well. It would have been more intelligent to do that, so I got really lucky with the only -1 desiccation, and re-rolling everything to hit with the Witches. Hits and wounds was tarted, and
even the first volley, you got like 5 6s or something.
Yeah.
Necrosphinxes failed.
Yeah, finally, I did some wounds and they died.
Mumra died, of course. The crossbowmen were on snakes and failed. I failed my restraint and bumped into the thing, so that doesn't help at all. Maybe if they were facing forward, we'd have more of a fight, but as the Witches are about to charge into the flank...
Yeah, the Witches or the Knights, I'm not really sure.
Alright, well, probably the Knights. And this thing was probably going to shoot me down.
I was going to charge you, actually.
Oh, and shooting, I killed myself.
Yep, and nothing wounded any of the people in the building.
And these guys crumbled and died.
Yeah, so I'll just walk through what my next turn is going to look like. I'm going to charge the Blood Rack at that guy. This guy's hanging out by himself that has 2 wounds left. And that's going to be that. I'm going to pull the Executioners out. Probably in a line so they can fit, but just in a line so they can fit and threaten the whole backfield there. And charge the Warlocks, sacrifice them nobly into the Casket of Souls. Maybe they'll come out with me getting points, but regardless, even if that was the only thing they did, I would have gotten points from them because they're 125, it's 135. The Chariots continued to do absolutely nothing for me this game. Poor placement and then key failures of the stupidity check. And I'm not actually sure that I would have charged these guys this turn. I might have attempted to get the Cold One Chariots into play and bring up the Knights and the Witches. Regardless, without any wizards or with only a single wizard, I'd have all sorts of magical superiority. I would attempt to, you know, Word of Pain them, and Ice Shard Blizzard them, and it would just be a bad day to be a Tomb King. But anyway, we're going to call it because it's not really fun for us to play mop-up and get another game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll get back with you on after-game thoughts here in a second.
Closing thoughts of the first battle. Every phase I had a good magic, but yeah, Dark Elves was able to dispel it. Or I never rolled high enough for my magic missiles.
Yeah.
Desiccation was a wash, since the Cauldron rerolls really helped out, and just Dice on Fire was just soul crushing. I like Liz better. I'm not sure about the Necrotech. I guess he helped out with that first combat, and I guess that's all I can hope for. I was really hoping to get False Protection onto the King the first round of combat, so he could take the challenge against the Hag, and hopefully she wouldn't have gone to town on him. Other than that, I hope the next round will do better. That's all I got. Truly. 2 Stalkers I think is nice and will really help out against other opponents. And even here, it was almost, if we could have ninja'd the Wizards, at least it would have net me some points. It would have been completely one-sided.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. Go.
Well, according to the rules for the scenario, I got a bunch of victory points. So, can't really complain about the list too much. I lucked out in Magic quite a bit. I was not very good at choosing what to dispel or how to dispel it. And it didn't really hurt me because he rolled badly for dice, or he got a 1 on his desiccation that was powered up. Anyway, and other than that, really, it was a lot of good dice rolling. Maybe some good. Well, I'll take credit for the good placement of the Harpies. The Harpies were clutch.
Oh yeah.
And other than that, really, I thought I did okay at managing 2 giant hordes, but overall, yeah, it was mostly down to dice rolling because, well, not all the way, but certainly it was so one-sided because of dice rolls. The Cauldron unit not failing its leadership 7 was a big deal, and then, you know, the utter annihilation I wreaked upon the poor skeletons once I turned around.
So which Elves? Yay, nay?
I don't know. It's hard for me to say. The armor would have helped out quite a bit if they were Corsairs, and they wouldn't have had any extra attacks. But they only had the extra attacks for 1 round of combat. They would have had a 6-up ward save, but I made 1 out of 10. I made 2 out of 20.
Yeah.
Saves that I took, so that's not really worth. And I think one of them was even on a 6, so I saved an extra 1 out of 20 with the blessing of Cain, but I don't know. I'm going to give them a couple more tries. I'm going to see how it looks. A lot of people in Bromance are trying to get me to take the Witch Elves, so I'm going to keep proxying them for a little while longer and see what happens. And at worst case scenario, I'll just use Corsairs. Call it a day.
All right. Signing out.